So, good day everyone. And for the chapter 13, we are going to discuss the subscriptions and customer lifetime value, which will be presented by three presenters from the group 3. We have Miss Jasmine Gania, Miss Ivy De Vittorio, and truly yours, Miss Meda Bilindayan. So, for our learning objectives on this chapter, the next slide, please. Understand the different pricing models for subscription-based services and their impact on customer acquisition and retention. Second, analyze the factors that contribute to customer lifetime value or CLV in a subscription context, including customer period value and behavioral effects. Third, identify and evaluate the strategic implications of value proposition changes in the SaaS industry, considering factors like market segmentation, lock-in, and increased consumption patterns. And for the first topic, sub subscription pricing. Subscription pricing is a business model where customers pay a recurring fee such as monthly or yearly to access a product or service. This model has become popular in industries like streaming, like Netflix, software, Adobe Creative Cloud, and even subscription boxes like Birchbox. For both business and customers, it brings significant benefits. So there are benefits for the businesses and benefits for customers. So for the benefits for businesses, first, we have the reduced transaction costs, predictable revenue, improved customer relationships. For reduced transaction costs, fewer individual sales transactions mean lower transaction and processing fees. For predictable revenue, recurring fees provide a steady revenue stream, making it easier to forecast income and budget accordingly. Improved customer relationships. Long-term subscriptions encourage ongoing engagement and loyalty. Benefits for customers. First, we have the convenience. With recurring billing, customers don't need to make repeated purchases, saving time and effort. Value for money. Subscription often provide cost savings compared to purchasing items individually. Access to updates and support. Customers usually receive the latest updates and support, keeping their product to service up to date. So there are metrics for subscription pricing. There are two critical metrics help set subscription prices that ensure profitability while offering value. We have the total period price, and the CPV, customer period value. So for TPP, this is the sum of individual prices for all items within a subscription if purchased separately. It represents the maximum price of business might consider changing. And the CPV, customer period value, CPV is the expected profit a business earns from a customer over a specific period, considering the actual purchase behavior. So next slide, please. By tracking this metric, the company can determine if they should offer discounts or add value to retain such high value customers longer. So let's proceed uh, to the calculation for TPP, CPV, and CLV. So first we have the calculating total price period. The total price period is the total cost for all items included in the subscription if purchased individually, representing the maximum price a business could consider. So the formula would be TPP is equal to the price of each item in the subscription. So we have there the example table, which consists of the item and the individual price. For item A, we have $10, and then the item B we have $8, and item C $12. So the total per unit price is $30, which will be this value simply adds up all the individual prices of the items that the customer would buy if purchased separately. TPP represents the maximum price a business might consider for a subscription. So for the next step, we have to calculate the customer per unit value. CPV calculates the expected profit from a customer in a specific period, accounting for the cost, retention rate, discount rate, and acquisition and retention costs. So the formula would be CPV is equal to price of each item minus variable cost times retention rate minus acquisition cost plus retention cost. So, price of each item is the revenue from each item in the subscription, while the variable cost is cost associated with each item, and retention cost rate probability a customer will continue the subscription, and acquisition cost is the cost of acquiring a new customer. The retention cost of is the cost of retaining an existing customer. So the continuation of the example table that been provided for the TPP, we have here the item, the price, the variable cost, and profit price variable cost. For item A, we have $10 for the price and $3 for the variable cost and $7 per for price variable cost. For item B, we have $8 and $2.50 for variable cost and $5.50 per for profit or price variable cost, and item C is $12 and $4 for variable cost, and the profit is $8. The total profit would be $20.50. With additional factors, retention rate is equal to 80% or 0.80. Acquisition cost is $5 and the retention cost is $3. CPV is equal to, in accordance with the formula given, it would be CPV is equal to 20.50, which is the profit or price variable cost, times 0.80, which is the retention rate, minus 5, which is the acquisition cost, the $5, plus 3, which is the retention cost of $3, is equal to 16.40 minus 8 is equal to 8.40. In this example, the minimum subscription price for profitability is 8.40 per period. So let's move on to the customer lifetime value. So for the CLV, estimates the total profit from a customer over their lifetime with the business. So the formula for CLV is CPV divided by 1 minus retention rate times 1 minus discount rate. Using the previous CPV result, which is the $8.40, a retention rate of 80% or 0.80, and a discount rate of 10% or 0.10, which I mentioned earlier in CPV, the formula, using the formula, it would be, the calculation would be like this: CLV is equal to 8.40, which is the total CPV we calculated earlier, divided by 1 minus 0.80, which is the retention rate, times 1 minus 0.10, which is the discount rate, is equal to 8.40 over 1 minus 0.72 is equal to 8.40 over 0.28, and the total CLV would be 30. Okay, the CLV in this case is $30, meaning the business can expect $30 in profit from the customer over their entire lifetime. So for the table for CLV, we have the metric, the value, dollar, and the description. For the TPP, we have the value of $30, which is the maximum potential subscription price, and the customer period value, which is the $8.40, is the minimum subscription price for profitability. For the customer lifetime value, we have $30, total profit expected over customers' lifetime. This metric helps business strike a balance between competitive pricing and sustainable profitability in subscription. By setting prices between CPV and TPP, business can ensure both profitability and customer value. So, in conclusion, understanding CPV and CLV is essential in subscription pricing models. These metrics provide a clear picture of customer rather profitability, helping business set subscription prices that balance customer satisfaction with profitability. By carefully analyzing these values, business can optimize their strategies, retain loyal customers, and drive sustainable growth. So that would be all for my uh, report, and the next presenter would be Miss Demeterio.
So, good day everyone. I am Ivy Demeterio and I will discuss the topic about behavioral effects with subscriptions. So, beyond just numbers, customer behavior and psychology also impact subscription pricing. Factors like convenience, commitment level, and perceived value play a role in how much customers are willing to pay. So companies should balance numbers with these behavioral insights to set a subscription price that attractive to customers and profitable for the business. So under earning behavioral effects, we will tackle about market segmentations. So market segmentation and subscriptions, meaning that companies recognize different types of customers. In a series of products, some customers are loyal and want all the items, while others are variety seekers who only want certain ones. So in setting a subscription price, companies use this insight to attract loyal customers who know they will buy more over time. So these loyal customers see the subscription as a good value, especially if it's priced lower than what they'd pay individually for each item. Meanwhile, variety seekers may stick to paying for only the products they choose. So this strategy let companies price subscriptions to appeal to their most loyal customers, maximizing profitability while keeping customers satisfied. So next is lock-in. So ang lock-in, it refers to the commitment customers make when they subscribe to a series of products from a single supplier. While this commitment can bring benefits like convenience and savings, it also limits the customer's flexibility if their needs change and if they become dissatisfied with the supplier. And many customers know that committing to a subscription can be valuable, but they may worry about the uncertainty of the future demand. Well, they need a product as much as they think. Because of this concern, companies often set the subscription price below what it would cost to buy each product individually. And this way, customers feel the subscription is a good deal despite the commitment. Next is increased consumption patterns. So, increased consumption patterns, it refers to the tendency of customers to use more of a product once they are subscribed. For instance, magazine subscribers usually read more than people who buy single issues. One reason is that after subscribing, each extra use feels like it costs very little or even nothing. Subscriptions also help with information asymmetry, where the seller knows the product's value, but the buyer might not. Customers don't always know what they'll get from a subscription, but they trust it'll be worth the overall price. So this reduced risk makes them more willing to explore and use the product more often. With these factors, companies see a boost in demand from subscriptions. And this increased usage and trust also mean subscription prices can sometimes be set a bit higher than individual prices as customers gain confidence in the product's value and over time. Next slide please. Next is overestimation bias. So, overestimation bias, it refers to the tendency of customers to think they'll use a subscription service more than they actually do. For example, many people join gyms expecting to exercise regularly, but in reality, a lot of them only go a few times but continue to pay for the membership. Studies show that monthly members pay more on average than they would if they paid per visit. So this bias benefits companies as customers often keep paying even if they are not using the service. Also, the timing of payments affects behavior. Monthly payments tend to keep customers engaged and more likely to renew than annual payments. So, in summary, overestimation bias leads customers to overpay for subscriptions, while companies benefit from this by offering flexible payment options that encourage more regular usage. So, that's all for my part, and Miss Ganya will continue the discussion. Thank you.